Hello everyone, welcome to another video. I know I haven't really been doing many, but I finished Inktober. It was a very long month, but I finished it. I'm excited about it. We're gonna look through all these fun pictures. Here we go. So to start, this is a handmade sketchbook. I did the whole thing myself. Oh, I never marked those off. I feel like every year there's always at least two I have not marked off. Alright, now it's complete. So this is a handmade sketchbook. This cardboard I got from my job, but they let me take it home, so I have a whole pile of it over there. So that's the cover's made out of, and then this is 90 pound, I think 90 pound, no, I think it's 65 pound printer cardstock, and it's 32 pages on one side, and yeah, let's just get started. So, fronts. My swatch page, I made a 32 pages on purpose so I can have an extra page for swatches. I planned on doing colored pencil. I use colored pencil maybe 2 or 3 times, very lightly, you can hardly even tell. It was mainly just pen and markers. Posca pen, the tiniest bit, and a few drawings, but not that much either. It was pretty much what I always do. I was hoping to get a little more experimental with mixed media this year. I kind of just stick with ink on Inktober even when I'm allowed to not. I did, however, use watercolor like a few times, which this paper hates, and I'll get into that later. But this is the swatch page. And then here is page 1, which is charm. I kind of stopped labeling them after a while, so I'm probably going to have to go back and say what they are after a bit. But this is charm, so I went with having like a witches or orc or ogre, whatever you want to canonize it in your head as. I was going for witch, but it could also be an orc or an ogre hand with a charm bracelet, because if it's a witch they do charms and spells, I guess. This pose is from this Mark Curley book. Whoops, I just dropped this book here. I do recommend this book. I do really like it. Also, I did another hand at the end of the book, and both times I tagged Mark Curley, and both times he commented and reposted it on multiple platforms, and he followed me. So, to all of you who grew up with Mark Curley, we're all excited about this. I have a lot of his books too. So I used this book. Let me see if I can find the pose. Yeah, this one. Which worked out great because I wanted something with bracelets, and this had bracelets, so I was like, okay, so this is the page that I followed, and this is the hand. I just want to give proper credit because I didn't just draw this hand and just be good at hands. I had to follow a tutorial to kind of draw the hand, which obviously it doesn't look nearly as good as his, but it's not going to. I'm not Mark Curley. So that's page 1, charm. And then we had upside down, and I just drew a butterfly upside down on some butterfly bush, which, if you've ever seen a butterfly bush, they're beautiful. I absolutely love butterfly bushes. They come in other colors too, but I really like the classic purple one because that's the one I grew up with. And monarch. Also, I want to mention that I use these index cards. I'm sure y'all have used these for something, note-taking, school, something. These, I had 2 packs of them, and because I can't swatch on this paper, because as you see it bleeds, I use these to swatch, and then I tape the swatches in. So that's what all of these are going to be. It's just my swatches, so I wouldn't bleed through, because that makes the other picture look bad. So, then we have backpack. Didn't have many inspirations for backpack that I felt like doing, so I just drew. I made up a backpack, and I put like a little pumpkin charm on it, a little leaf patch. You know, just kind of just did something. I still like it though. This based off a real butterfly, but I don't know what it's called. I didn't look at a reference. I kind of did it from memory. And I like pumpkins, and I was really like, I'm gonna do as much pumpkin as possible. There's a lot of pumpkin and autumny stuff going on here. Then we have jar. So I did like a little, I don't remember what they're called. Terrarium, I guess? This is a terrarium? Like a little, just like a little jar with like plants growing in it. This is supposed to be shiny. I don't know if it's gonna show. It shows a little bit. This is like a metallic marker. And another monarch. I've kind of embraced the fact that I really like monarch butterflies, and like it's okay if that's like the main thing I draw. And I just want to make sure I did something with mushrooms, so there's mushrooms and clovers. This is basically some of my favorite things in this jar. And then we have Nervous. And this is Parasolia, who is the one with a little PNG model right there, who like bounces up and down when I talk. And I drew her kind of more chibi-like, which is the way she was supposed to be. She's gotten taller over the years. I kind of want to remake this, but it also came out so well, I'm afraid to. But this is Parasolia, and then this is Fungus. Now, Fungus is an old character. He's almost as old as she is. He's slightly newer by like a couple months. And they're best friends. And my little headcanon is he's always had a crush on her, but she doesn't understand this. And she's just like, oh, you gave me a flower? That's so sweet. Not understanding. He's like, I like you. Because that's when he's nervous because he's like shy. Yeah, she's going to be blissfully unaware that he has a crush on her. Plus, they're super young characters, and I don't really like this trend that seems to be happening where we make it more than just a cute crush, because some things kind of overdo it these days with teenage characters and like young characters. It's just a cute little innocent crush. Nothing's really going on. And I like that. And I think she's cute. I think he's cute. And I haven't drawn him in years, and I haven't drawn her in a long time. This is going to have a lot of characters in it of mine. And that's kind of a good thing because I haven't really drawn my characters in a long time. So that's Nervous. And then this is Bubble. This is a little soap mermaid. I love her little rubber ducky. Her hair is supposed to be water. I don't know if you can tell with the camera because the camera kind of blends these blues together. Is that you kind of see her head through right here. And it's supposed to be her hair is water. And then these are all bubbles. And like, you know, bubbles covering up her chest area. And a little rubber ducky, because, you know, bubbles make me think of a bubble bath, so soap, you know. I really like this one. It's not my favorite, but I love the idea more than the execution, I will say that. But look at the little ducky. Then we have Stain. And this is the return of Apathy Cat. If you've never been here before, I have this character I made with my friend a long time ago called Apathy Cat. And basically, Apathy Cat just has this look of couldn't care less as they have inconvenienced your life, because that's what cats do. So, for Stain, Apathy Cat got into the paints and just started making a mess everywhere, because that's what Apathy Cat does. Apathy Cat doesn't care. So, I just did this. I, along the line, at some point, made it canon that Apathy Cat is an orange tabby. I don't know why an orange tabby, but we were going with it. He's an orange tabby. He's a bad little cat. Look at him. Look at him with the paint tube in his. He doesn't care. It's Apathy Cat. Now for this. This is Benjamin O'Hare. This is a character for a game I've been working on. Because life has decided to throw me many curveballs, I might not be able to work on this for the rest of the year like I had originally planned the game for this. Because what I had originally planned is I make the demo for this by the end of this year to get like an interest check. But I'm not going to really have time. So, we will see how that works out. But this is the main character. His name is Benjamin O'Hare, and he makes bouquets. And he's named after a bunny statue my grandmother had. She called Benjamin Bunny, which I believe is named after a Beatrix Potter character. So I couldn't call him Benjamin Bunny because then I'm going to be like infringing on some kind of copyright somewhere. But I wanted to still have Benjamin somewhere, so Benjamin, and he has bungarees. I'm going to let that sit for a minute. He has bungarees. So this is a character for a game that I've been working on, but I'm probably going to put that game to the side and then just rebuild it in January, which is unfortunate because I have like 6 devlogs that I've made for it, and now they're not going to be relevant anymore, but it's okay. But this is a game character that I hope to make a game for at some point. So yeah. And then this was cold, and for some reason I just decided Snowman Christmas Mermaid. Well, actually it would be a snow girl. A snow maiden. A snow maiden Christmas mermaid. This is inspired by a fairy that I drew for February. I believe it was February this year. Was this year when I did the digital fairies? Yes. The digital February. And I had done a pumpkin fairy where it had like a jack-o'-lantern head, and they were kind of like, I don't know how to describe it, but kind of like noodly. And I was like, oh, I could do something like that, but with a snowman. So I did this. Like the hair is twigs, and they still have the coal and this. And they have the broom, but they have. Yeah, I really like this one. This is one of my favorites. I kind of just want to do a series of just traditionally like holiday creatures, I suppose, and then turn them into like fairies and mermaids. That sounds fun, but I don't know when I'll get around to doing that. But I actually really like this one. This is one of my favorites. Then we have Hidden, and this is for Inktober, but I also use the prompt pumpkin for the Zakira prompt of the month. Zakira is another artist on YouTube. Check her out. She's super nice and kind and sweet. And also this got featured in her newsletter. I got featured a few times in her newsletter. She's super sweet and actually like interacts with her community. She's really cool. I love Zakira. So her prompt was pumpkin, and this prompt was hidden. And like, I love pumpkins. I love cats. I don't really do Halloween, but I love pumpkins and cats. And like, it's cute. So I did a little kitty cat hiding in the pumpkin. It kind of looks like a prelude to a drawing I did last year of a kitten jumping out of a pumpkin. So it could be he was in the pumpkin, then he jumped out later, but I don't remember what the other pumpkin looked like. So it might not work, but it kind of reminds me of that. And I really like this one. The green and the yellow is actually supposed to be parts that didn't ripen all the way, but it actually looks like there's a glow. But yeah, I really like this one. This one's really cute. And then we have Moon, and I could have just drawn the moon. I could have drawn a moon-headed character, which is something I was gonna do. And then I was like, I'll just draw some moonflowers. So these are some moonflowers. Also, I feel like I should mention, whenever there's colored line art, the majority of that is Sharpies, like the really super fine tipped Sharpies. And then I do marker on top. I don't necessarily recommend it for marker art because they're also alcohol markers, but I go over it a second layer at the end to sharpen the lines, so it's fine. It's just, it's not the perfect solution, but it's all I have, so that's what the colored lines are. But I did moonflowers, and I actually like how this one came out. I like how super contrast it is. Like, it looks like you pull contrast all the way up on a slider, but it looks good, not like that ugly contrast you can get. I like the color contrast in this, so yeah. Then we had Pattern, and I just drew a bunch of like autumny things, because like I said, pumpkins and autumn. I want my white girl autumn, okay? So just a bunch of leaves and acorns and butterflies. I made sure that some of the things were like a cooler color to contrast the warm, so that's why I have a lot of purple and blue to like balance out all of the brown and orange, and even like the green is kind of a little more warm, so yeah. Then we have Cauldron, and this was an experiment. So when I do marker art, I don't really experiment with it. I just put the flat color down and then some shading and then maybe some white pen at the end, and that's it. But I figured for this one, I'm gonna really try and push myself to do lighting. So I really try to do like a green underlighting. I don't know how well I did, but I'm proud of myself for trying. And this is supposed to be a little like mouse witch. I think she came out cute. Not a character for anything, but you never know, maybe I'll need her for something. But I really tried with the underlighting. I tried to have it reflect in everything, like even into like the bottom parts and the bubbles and in the ears. This was difficult, but I am happy I tried. Now this one was Pond, and I tried to do watercolor on this paper, and it does not like watercolor. Like, it soaks it in and immediately. And my theory is because it's printer paper, it has to do that so nothing smudges when you freshly print it out. So that makes sense. But if you make a sketchbook out of printer cardstock, just don't use watercolor on it. I used watercolor like 1 or 2 more times in this because it was quicker, but don't use it. It's not good. I was mainly afraid I was going to ruin it with a marker, so I wanted to do it watercolor because I know how to do that. But the character, this is Frogetta. And that name's a pun because she has a bad memory. Frogetta, forget. And I really love this character. There's another drawing of her later in here. And she is another character from the game that has the bunny. Like, where's Bungie? She's a character with him. This is his universe. She's from that universe. She's also a merchant. She lives in the wetlands / mushroom forest, and she sells you stuff. I also experimented with doing water on the bottom, which I have not really done with marker. So this was a bit of an experiment, but I'm actually happy how it turned out. And I only drew her for her concept art, never actually drew her in an illustration. So this was nice to like try out something. We have another picture of Benjamin, and this time with Charlie Mouse from Katie Vaughn Art. She doesn't do YouTube anymore, but she used to do YouTube, and she still posts on Instagram once in a while. She mostly does stories, and she's active on Twitter. This was Squeak, and I drew her character, Charlie Mouse. And I figured Charlie has dungarees, and he has bungarees. They can be bungaree-dungaree friends. So he and him are besties now. And I showed her the picture, I tagged her on Instagram, and she loved it. So everyone is happy. I do really like this picture. Hi, Jenna, are you coming to say hello? Are you coming to say hi? Oh, you're coming to say it's all about you. Okay, no. Come on. Come on. Hey! Next we have Chain. And you might recognize this if you've been around a while, because I've drawn this heart-shaped block and this key. It meant something a long time ago when I was working on a project, and over the years, it's kind of become a thing where it's super sentimental and super meaningful to me, even though I don't even know what the meaning to me is anymore. But it's very important to me. I created it in a really dark time, and it was supposed to be like almost hopeful, so I don't really know how to explain it to make it interesting, but it's meaningful to me. So I just drew it on a chain, because I've drawn it on like ropes and chains before with the key. And then we have Paint, which again, this paper does not like watercolor, but for what I was trying to do, it only made sense to use watercolor. So this is supposed to be an easel and like a little abstract paint on here, and I use watercolor for all of this, and then I use marker for the easel and to color the main parts. But like all these splotches and things, that's all actual watercolor. What better way to represent paint than just using paint? So that's what I did. I actually kind of like this one. Even though I'm not really an abstract artist, I actually like how this looks. I was gonna draw on top with like black line art, but then I was like, it'll take away from the paint, so I just left it as is. Then we have Shiny. I didn't have much of an idea what to do, so we just have very shiny jewelry. I'm trying to get, there we go. And it's an elf ear. I didn't draw many elves, or fairies or anything, which is shocking. I am doing different things. And we have Fuega. This was Adventurous. I think I put Adventurer on Instagram, and then I looked back and was like, oh, it was Adventurous. Oops. She's an old character. very old character. She's almost as old as Parasolia. She has her own world and universe. I never wrote anything down, but I have made 2 animatics in her universe, one with her and one with her mother, who is called Reina. So if you want to see her, you can just look at the Warrior Song animatic that I have on here, and that would be her. Not the best drawn picture of her, but she goes on an adventure, so that's what I went with. Then we have Thick. And I wasn't sure what to do, and then I just thought about, like, ice cream. And I was like, yeah, that works. So we have Thick ice cream. And I just put some other sweets and things. And I didn't really do Halloween, but I figured I kind of wanted to make it look like, you know, like those things they advertise during Halloween, like sweets and goodies and things, but it never looks like it when you buy it. This reminds me of the advertisement for one of those things. I actually really like this one. It's another one of my favorites, honestly. Yeah. Audrey. We love Audrey. If I was to label Parasolia as my happy alter ego, Audrey would be my mental health. So this prompt was eyes. And I hadn't drawn an Audrey picture yet, and I have to draw Audrey every Inktober because she was created during Inktober. And if you don't know Audrey's whole thing is she's always either hypnotized or kidnapped or getting into some kind of unfortunate thing that she really shouldn't be in. And she's always stuck. Kind of just picture like Tim Burton and Lemony Snicket and Alice in Wonderland thrown together. When I say Lemony Snicket, I haven't read the books. I only watched the movie. But like those 3 things, pop them together. That's Audrey and her universe. I love Audrey so much. I really want to make a game with her one day, but I have to get the skills. She's so special to me. I have to level up to be able to make her game. So it won't be for a long time, but she will get one day if it kills me. But I love this drawing. It's another one where I did watercolor, and for this it kind of works that it was splotchy because it kind of fits the like mysterious, gloomy look. So it kind of worked for this. But yeah, this is Audrey. And also there's no E in her name. It's Audry. And another picture of Fragetta. This time, drawing Fragetta. This was Moist, I believe. At this point I stopped writing down the prompts. So this is Moist. And I wanted to draw Fragetta again. I was going to originally have her holding a mushroom umbrella. And then I was like, I'll have her do a leaf and I'll try and do like little like water droplets, which I've never done as far as I remember in marker before. So this is an experiment doing water, but I think it turned out pretty well. Like, I'm not great at it, but I think I did all right. Really love this picture of Fragetta. You can probably tell Fragetta is my favorite NPC because I haven't drawn any of the other ones in all of Inktober, just this one and the player character. And I have a lot of characters for that world. So, I just do love Fragetta. Look at her. And then this was Basket. So, I originally wanted this to be a black and white classic Inktober, and then I tried to use some gray to tone out the leaves to push them back a little bit, and it was too dark. So then I ended up coloring it to fix it. Which is why it has a lot more details than the other ones. But, it came out good though. Then we have Snack. And I wasn't sure what to do. I was gonna maybe just draw like a candy bar or a cupcake or something. I was like, nah, I wanna just draw a bunny and a carrot. Why not? So we have Bun Bun with his carrot. It's not too special, but I think it's cute. Another Audrey picture. I'm really proud of this one. This is me trying out lighting again. And this time the prompt was lantern. So I really tried to up the like lighting for the like light bouncing off of her hair and her eyes, or everything is getting a big yellow glow. And I figured if it's just like this, it won't pop, so I put like a wobbly black background to like bring it out more. I think it worked. I really like it. Also, she has a potion bottle this time because her thing is that she doesn't like attack anyone for self-defense. She makes potions and like throws them at them and like hopes for the best. So, potion bottle. And then we have Island. I was gonna try and just draw Ginger Island, like the icon of it from Stardew Valley, but that was super detailed and I didn't think I would do it justice, so I just drew like a little autumn themed floating island, like a little mushroom floating island, and just hoped for the best instead. And I didn't feel like coloring the whole thing blue, so instead for the background, so instead I put blue spots to indicate that it's the sky. I don't know if that translated, but I tried. Then we have Dreamer. And I had no idea what to do, so I just figured draw a little cat dreaming about cat things. I think he's cute. Yeah, nothing much to say about him. It's just he's a cute little cat dreaming about cat things. Then we have Feather, and I was gonna draw my yearly owl, but then I didn't feel like doing all of that because I was behind. Because I was behind this entire Inktober, I was constantly behind. Like I said, it's been a rough month, but I still finished it on the 31st, so I'm still proud of myself. So I was a couple days behind, and the owl I want to put a lot of effort into, so I decided against the owl. I was also going to draw the Feather from Tsubasa Chronicles, but I didn't want to do that either, so I just went with the hummingbird. I haven't drawn a hummingbird in a long time anyway, so I just did a hummingbird. I think it came out pretty. And that's about it for the hummingbird. I just wanted to draw a hummingbird. This is the other hand that I did while following the Mark Curly book. While inking it, it was getting wobbly, so I kind of embraced it to be an older hand, just to kind of make up for it. And also, after I had already inked the hand and the rings and the rope bracelet, I was like, I want butterflies. Don't ask why, I just wanted butterflies. So you know what, frick it, she's getting butterflies. So I put butterflies on her hand as well. And this is one of my most favorite ones. Audrey, all the Audrey ones are favorites. And then this is one of my most favorite ones as well. And then we're at the last two. Oh yeah, also the rings are, the prompt for this was rings. And the rings are shiny. I used the metallic Posca for that. And then we have stripes. I had no ideas of what to do. I was coming up with things. I was like, I don't want to draw any of that. And then I was like, I'll just draw a scarecrow. Scarecrows have been on my mind anyway because I did a game jam game and the theme I went with was scarecrows. More about that in probably the next video. I have to edit the devlog for it. So I drew a scarecrow and it had a lot of stripy patterns. I figured, why not? And then the last one, the grand finale. And I'm really proud of how this one came out. We finished with Audrey, our macabre little baby. I absolutely love Audrey. There's no words to describe how much I love Audrey. So for this one, the theme was haunted. And like I said, the thing with Audrey is she's always getting into predicaments she shouldn't be. So she must have found a ghost. My favorite part is this part right here, where it looks very transparent, but it's actually part of the ghost. I love how this part came out. This is also my boyfriend's favorite one that I did. Which makes sense. He likes more spooky, emo looking things. So this is my most favorite one. I also prefer this color scheme on her flowers. I'm still learning her color language because for a lot of years she was in black and white or on tan paper with metallic highlights. I've never really drawn her in color until semi-recently, so I'm still learning what colors her flowers would be. But this is the final one. This is the final drawing of Inktober. And then, you know, it just bled, and this is the sticker I have in the back, and there's another sticker in the back. So this is how I spent my Inktober, and I forgot to tape in the swatch page for that one. It's on the table. I'll put it in after this. But this is my Inktober. It was a long, rough month, but I can't say there's a single picture in here that I hate. I like just about all of them. This is probably one of my least favorites because it's just kind of not inspired at all. Trying to think what would be my least favorite. That one would be my probably my least favorite. This one, although I love Apathy Cat, it's not my best one out of all of them, so it's another least favorite as far as like actual drawing. Love the concept, but execution, it would be a least favorite, but as a concept, it's one of my favorites. Yeah, there's not many I don't particularly like. I mean, this one's uninspired, but I still like it. But my favorites are definitely all of the Audrey ones. Let's just line them up so we can just look at Audrey again, because we love Audrey in this house. So Audrey, and then Audrey, and Audrey. And I really love how my hands came out. I mean, I had to follow a book, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. Plus, Mark Curley likes them. So if Mark Curley, everyone's favorite art dad, likes them, then I like them. How about that? So, that was my Inktober. I'm very proud that I pulled through. I did it. Keep saying it's been a long month. That's an understatement, but I did it. I pulled through. Bless the Lord, I got through. And we'll put this in my collection of Inktobers. This was my 9th one. Next year is big number 10, a decade. And I gotta do something special for that one, because that one I hope everything in life has come full circle in a good way by then. Because, 10 years, a lot has happened in those 10 years. So let's see what we do next year. Tell me what you did for Inktober if you did it. And if you didn't do it, I still hope you had a good October, and I hope if you celebrate Halloween, you had a safe Halloween. And expect some videos before the year ends. Yeah, I will see all of you later. Have a good rest of your autumn, and hopefully I have a video for you in a few weeks. I know what it'll be. Yep, see you all later. Bye!